The greatest power we have is the power of choice. Everything else flows from that. Seneca. Have you ever felt completely drained after spending time with someone? Maybe you've caught yourself saying yes to things you hate, just to keep the peace. Or perhaps you've looked in the mirror and barely recognized yourself anymore. Your dreams, your goals, your energy, all sacrificed at the altar of a relationship. As Seneca wisely observed, our power lies in our choices. Yet how many of us have given away this power, choice by choice, compromise by compromise, until we barely recognize ourselves? If you're nodding right now, you're not alone. I receive hundreds of messages from men sharing their stories. I lost myself trying to make her happy. I gave up my career goals because she didn't support them. I'm always exhausted trying to fix her problems. I can't remember the last time I felt truly at peace. These aren't just relationship problems. They're symptoms of losing your way from the path of wisdom that great philosophers have laid out for us centuries ago. As Marcus Aurelius reminded us, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. But here's the truth that most people won't tell you. The strongest relationships aren't built on sacrifice and compromise of your core self. They're built on unwavering personal principles and inner strength. Today, I'm going to share 10 powerful Stoic principles that will not only transform your relationships, but will help you reclaim your energy, your purpose, and your peace of mind. Before we dive into these life-changing principles, ask yourself, when was the last time you felt truly aligned with your purpose? When did you last feel energized rather than drained by your relationships? How long has it been since you put yourself first without feeling guilty? If these questions stir something inside you, you're ready for what I'm about to share. These aren't just philosophical concepts. They're practical tools that have helped thousands of men rebuild their strength and create healthier relationships while staying true to themselves. Let's begin this journey of transformation together. And remember, as Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do. Lesson 1. Guard your energy. Look around you. What do you see? Exhausted men, drained men, men who can barely drag themselves through their day because they're spending all their energy on other people's problems. They're staying up late, listening to endless drama. They're carrying emotional baggage that isn't even theirs. They're playing therapist to someone who doesn't want solutions, just attention. And what's the result? You can't focus at work. You're too tired to hit the gym. Your own goals? Forgotten. Your dreams? Collecting dust. Your peace of mind? Gone. All because you're letting others treat your energy like it's an unlimited resource. Marcus Aurelius hit the nail on the head when he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He wasn't just dropping wisdom. He was giving you a wake-up call. Want some real talk? Here's what you need to do right now. Start treating your energy like it's worth something, because it is. When someone comes to you with their problems, ask yourself, is this mine to solve? If it's not, don't pick up that burden. You're not being cold, you're being smart. Set a drama curfew. After 8 p.m., no emotional dumps, no crisis management, no problem-solving sessions. That time is for your recovery, your peace, your goals. Anyone who can't respect that is literally stealing your tomorrow's energy. Learn to say, "That sounds tough," instead of jumping in to fix everything. Most people don't want solutions anyway. They want attention. Give them the acknowledgement. Keep your energy. Check your energy levels like you check your phone battery. Running low? Shut down the apps that are draining you. Some people are like those background apps eating up your battery life. Close them, mute them, delete them if you have to. Here's the brutal truth. Every bit of energy you waste on unnecessary drama is energy you're stealing from your own success. Every hour you spend fixing someone else's life is an hour you'll never get back for building your own. Remember this: strong men aren't the ones who can carry everyone's problems. Strong men are the ones who know which problems are actually theirs to carry. Everything else, let it bounce right off. Your energy is your foundation. Guard it like your life depends on it, because it does. Let those energy vampires find someone else to feed on. You've got a life to build, goals to crush, and dreams to chase. And trust me, when you start guarding your energy like this, something magical happens. The drama queens disappear. The constant crisis creators find new audiences. And you'll find yourself with so much energy for your own life that you'll wonder how you ever lived any other way. Time to make a choice. Are you going to keep being everyone's emotional dumping ground, or are you ready to take back control of your energy and start living life on your terms? Lesson 2. Maintain financial independence. Let me tell you what I see every single day. Men draining their savings for someone else's wants. Men taking loans they can't afford. Men putting their financial future on the line because that's what you do when you're in love. Really? Is that what you call love? I call it financial suicide. You know the story. Guy meets girl. Guy wants to impress girl. Guy starts spending money he doesn't have. Before he knows it, he's knee-deep in debt, his credit score is in the gutter, and his emergency fund. What emergency fund? All because he thought spending money would buy him love and respect. Take a hard look at your bank account right now. How many purchases weren't really yours? How many times did you say yes when your wallet was screaming no? How many of your financial goals got pushed aside to play Captain Save-A-Day? Epictetus dropped this truth bomb centuries ago. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Man, was he right? But today's reality. People want you to believe that love means sharing bank accounts on the first date. Here's your wake-up call. Your money is your freedom. Every dollar you earn is a piece of your life you traded for it. Stop letting anyone treat your hard-earned cash like it's monopoly money. When you hand over financial control, you're handing over your freedom. Set up separate accounts right now. One for your needs, one for your goals, one for your future. And keep them private. Anyone who gets offended by this doesn't have your best interests at heart. They have their interests in your wallet. Learn to say, "That's not in my budget," without feeling guilty. It's not being cheap, it's being smart. You're not a bank, you're not an ATM. You're a man with financial goals and a future to build. Stop trying to buy affection. If someone's interest in you goes up with your spending, their interest isn't in you, it's in your wallet. Real connections don't come with a price tag. And here's something nobody talks about. Keep a secret emergency fund. Don't tell anyone about it. Not your partner, not your friends, nobody. Because when life hits you hard, and it will, you need to know you can stand on your own 2 feet. Want to know what real power feels like? It's being able to walk away from any situation because you're financially independent. It's being able to say no without fear because your money is yours. It's building your empire while others are building debt. Let me be crystal clear. Your financial independence isn't just about money. It's about freedom. It's about self-respect. It's about having options when everyone else is trapped. Lesson 3. Honor your principles. Let me paint you a picture. A man wakes up, looks in the mirror, and doesn't recognize who he's become. Why? Because he spent months, maybe years, bending his principles like they're made of rubber. Sound familiar? Yeah, I thought so. I see it everywhere. Men abandoning their values for a pretty smile. Men going against their beliefs to keep the peace. Men compromising their morals because that's what relationships are about. No, that's what weakness is about. You used to believe in something. Remember, you had standards, you had lines you wouldn't cross. But then what happened? You met someone who made those principles feel inconvenient. So you started making exceptions, small ones at first, then bigger ones. Now look at you, trying to figure out who you really are. Seneca didn't mince words when he said, "A man is as unhappy as he has convinced himself he is." And let me tell you something, there's nothing more miserable than a man who's sold out his principles for approval. Here's the raw truth you need to hear. Your principles aren't optional extras. They're not something you can switch on and off like a light bulb. They're your foundation. The moment you start compromising them, you start losing yourself. And once you lose yourself, you've lost everything. Write down your non-negotiables right now. What do you believe in? What standards do you refuse to lower? What lines will you not cross? Write them down. Look at them every morning. These aren't suggestions, they're commands. When someone asks you to bend your principles, they're not asking you to be flexible. They're asking you to be weak. And the moment you give in, you've told them and yourself that your principles are for sale. Stop apologizing for having standards. High standards aren't the problem. People who can't meet them are. If someone calls you difficult because you won't compromise your values, wear it like a badge of honor. Being difficult to manipulate is a strength. And here's something that might hurt. If someone requires you to abandon your principles to be with them, they don't want you. They want a puppet, a yes man, a doormat. Is that really who you want to be? You want respect. Stand for something. You want loyalty. Be loyal to your principles first. You want to be trusted. Be trustworthy, not just when it's convenient, but especially when it's hard. Every time you honor your principles, you build self-respect. Every time you compromise them, you chip away at your soul. It's that simple. There's no gray area here. Lesson 4. Preserve your ambitions. You had dreams once. Big ones. Remember them. That business you wanted to start. That career you wanted to pursue. That life you wanted to build. Now look at where those dreams are, buried under someone else's expectations, collecting dust in the corner of your mind. I've seen it 1,000 times. A man with fire in his eyes, ready to take on the world. Then he gets into a relationship, and suddenly his ambitions are too risky, too time-consuming, or my favorite, not realistic. Since when did other people get to decide what's realistic for your life? Look at your life right now. How many of your goals have you put on hold? How many times have you said, maybe next year, to your dreams? How many of your ambitions have you traded for stability or what makes sense? Marcus Aurelius laid it out plain and simple. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Notice he didn't say to exist or to settle. He said to think, to enjoy, to live. Time for some hard truth. Your ambitions aren't just goals, they're your life force. Every time you push them aside, you're killing a part of yourself. That emptiness you feel, that's your dreams gasping for air. Stop asking for permission to be great. You think Steve Jobs asked for approval before changing the world? You think Elon Musk waited for someone to validate his dreams? Hell no. They grabbed their ambitions by the throat and went after them. But what if my partner doesn't support my dreams? Then you've got the wrong partner. Simple as that. Someone who loves you will fan your flames, not try to extinguish them. They'll push you toward your goals, not pull you away from them. Here's what you're going to do starting today. Take out your old dreams. Dust them off. Look at them. Really look at them. Feel that fire in your gut. That's not anxiety. That's your true self screaming to get out. Set your damn goals and chase them like your life depends on it. Because it does. Work on your business after hours. Study for that degree at night. Train for that competition on weekends. Your dreams don't need everyone's approval. They just need your dedication. And let me tell you something nobody else will. It's better to be alone chasing your dreams than in a relationship watching them die. A woman who makes you choose between her and your ambitions isn't offering love. She's offering a cage. Your ambitions are not up for negotiation. They're not something to be compromised, shared, or abandoned. They're yours. Own them. Chase them. Achieve them. Lesson 5. Practice emotional regulation. Look around. What do you see? Men losing their minds over text messages. Men having meltdowns because she didn't call back. Men riding emotional roller coasters because someone else is having a bad day. Pathetic. You know exactly what I'm talking about. 1 minute you're on top of the world, next minute you're in the dumps, all because someone else sneezed wrong. Your mood swings up and down like a yo-yo on strings, controlled by everyone but you. When did you become so damn reactive? Let me paint you a familiar scene. She's upset. Now you're upset. She's anxious. Now you're anxious. She's having a crisis. Guess what? Now it's your crisis too. You've become an emotional sponge, soaking up everyone else's feelings until you're drowning in them. Epictetus spat straight facts when he said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." But look at you, reacting to everything like every emotion is an emergency that needs your immediate attention. Here's your reality check. Your emotions are tools, not your master. Right now you're letting them drive the car while you sit in the back seat screaming, "Time to take the wheel back." When she sends that triggering text, put the phone down, walk away, count to 10. Hell, count to 100 if you need to. You know what's weaker than not responding immediately. Responding like a man who can't control his own emotions. Stop matching energy. If someone's having a meltdown, you don't need to join their pity party. Stay calm. Stay centered. Let them throw their tantrum while you maintain your peace. That's real strength. Here's a hard truth. Most emotional reactions are just bad habits. You've trained yourself to react instead of respond. Time to untrain that weakness. When emotions rise, take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is this actually my problem to solve? Does this require my energy? Your emotional state is your responsibility. Nobody else's. Not your partner's, not your friends', not your family's. Yours. Own it. Master it. When someone tries to dump their emotional garbage on you, learn to say, "That sounds tough," and keep your own emotional peace. Start treating your emotional stability like you treat your money. Don't spend it on every person who has their hand out. Your peace of mind is a valuable currency. Stop giving it away to people who only bring chaos. And here's something nobody tells you. It's okay to be unmoved. It's okay to stay calm when others expect you to freak out. It's okay to maintain your emotional balance when the world is losing its mind. Lesson 6. Keep healthy boundaries. Let me tell you what a man without boundaries looks like. He's the guy who answers work calls at 11 p.m. He's the one cancelling his plans because someone else had an emergency. He's that fool letting people walk in and out of his life like it's a public park. Sound familiar? Yeah, I thought so. Because right now, a lot of you are living life with a welcome mat on your forehead, letting people wipe their feet all over you. I see it every day. Men letting their partners check their phones. Men dropping everything because someone needs them. Men saying yes when they're screaming no inside. You're not being nice, you're being weak, and weakness invites disrespect. Listen to what Seneca said. No person has the power to have everything they want, but it is in their power not to want what they don't have. Translation: You can't control what others do, but you can control what you allow. Here's your wake-up call. Your time, your space, your energy. These aren't public resources. They're private property. Start treating them that way. Put up some damn fences. Install some security systems. Guard your territory like a junkyard dog. When someone calls you at 10 p.m. with their drama, guess what? That's what voicemail is for. When someone demands immediate responses to their messages, that's their problem, not yours. Your time isn't on demand. Stop explaining your boundaries. No is a complete sentence. You don't need to write a 5-paragraph essay about why you can't do something. That doesn't work for me, is all you need to say. Anyone who demands more explanation is already trying to negotiate your boundary. Here's something that'll hurt. If people get angry when you set boundaries, it's because they were benefiting from you not having any. Let that sink in. Their anger isn't your problem. It's proof you're doing something right. Start treating your personal space like premium real estate. Not everyone gets a key. Not everyone gets access. Make people earn the right to be in your life. And those who can't respect your property lines, evict them. No notice needed. And for God's sake, stop feeling guilty about having boundaries. Guilt is manipulation's favorite tool. The moment you feel guilty about protecting yourself, you've already lost the battle. Your boundaries aren't suggestions. They're not flexible guidelines. They're solid walls built with the concrete of self-respect. Anyone who tries to climb over, dig under, or break through, they're not trying to get close to you. They're trying to control you. Lesson 7. Value your solitude time. Time want to see something sad. Watch how men act these days. Can't eat alone. Can't watch a movie alone. Can't sit in silence for 5 damn minutes without reaching for their phone. Afraid of their own thoughts. Terrified of being alone. You know who I'm talking about. That guy who needs constant company. That friend who's always in a relationship because he can't handle being single. That dude who fills every quiet moment with noise because silence scares him. Maybe I'm talking about you. Look at your last week. When was the last time you spent quality time alone? Not scrolling on your phone, not watching Netflix, not texting, just you, your thoughts, and silence. Can't remember? That's a problem. Marcus Aurelius didn't mess around when he said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." But you're running from that retreat like it's on fire. Let me set you straight. Solitude isn't loneliness. It's power. It's where you build your strength. It's where you sharpen your mind. It's where you find your center. Every great man in history knew how to be alone with his thoughts. But you can't sit in a room for 10 minutes without checking your Instagram. Start small. Turn off your phone for 1 hour each day. No exceptions. No excuses. The world won't end if you're unreachable, but your inner world might start coming alive. Create your morning ritual. Wake up early. Sit in silence. Think. Plan. Dream. Do this before you let the world's noise in. Before you check messages. Before you let other people's drama invade your mind. Here's a truth bomb. If you can't stand being alone, you're probably bad company. Fix that first. Learn to enjoy your own presence before you inflict yourself on others. Stop filling every moment with distractions. Learn to sit with your thoughts. Yeah, sometimes they're uncomfortable. Good. Discomfort is where growth happens. Those thoughts you're running from, they're trying to tell you something important. And here's the kicker. The best relationships are built by people who don't need relationships. When you're comfortable alone, you stop accepting trash company just to avoid silence. Your solitude time isn't me time, it's your training ground. It's where you build mental strength. It's where you process your thoughts. It's where you reset and recharge. Protect it like a warrior protects his weapons. Lesson 8. Maintain intellectual growth. Look at most men today. Netflix experts, social media scholars, YouTube philosophers, spending hours consuming garbage content that makes them dumber by the minute. Is that what you want to be? A human vegetable whose biggest intellectual challenge is picking what to watch next? I see it everywhere. Men stopping their education the moment they leave school. Men letting their brains turn to mush because I'm too busy or I'm too tired. Men who haven't read a real book since high school, and then they wonder why they're stuck in life, why they can't hold intelligent conversations, why they're being left behind. Check your screen time right now. How many hours did you waste this week scrolling through mindless content? Now compare that to how much time you spent actually learning something useful. Painful, isn't it? Epictetus hit hard with this one. Only the educated are free. But look at you, choosing mental slavery, choosing ignorance, choosing to let your mind gather dust like an unused tool. Time for your intellectual wake-up call. Your mind is a weapon. Right now, it's either getting sharper or getting duller. There's no middle ground. Every minute you spend on mindless entertainment is a minute your competition spends getting smarter, stronger, better. Start reading real books, not tweets, not Instagram captions. Books that challenge you, books that make you think, books that successful people read. Can't focus for more than 5 minutes? That's not a badge of honor. That's a warning sign. Learn something new every single day. A new skill, a new concept, a new way of thinking. Your brain isn't a storage unit for TV show plots and sports statistics. It's a tool for building your empire. Treat it that way. Stop having the same shallow conversations every day. Start discussing ideas, not people. Start debating concepts, not shows. Start exploring thoughts that make you uncomfortable. That mental resistance you feel, that's the sound of your brain growing. And here's something that'll sting. If you're the smartest person in your circle is too small. Find people who make you feel stupid. Find conversations that leave your brain hurting. That's where growth happens. Your intellectual growth isn't optional. It's survival. In a world that's changing at light speed, the moment you stop learning is the moment you start dying. And I'm not talking about dying physically. I'm talking about something worse. Mental death. Becoming irrelevant. Becoming obsolete. Lesson 9. Stay true to your word. Look around. What do you see? Men whose words are as weak as water. Men who make promises like they're handing out candy. Men who say, "I'll be there," knowing damn well they won't show up. Men whose yes means maybe, and whose maybe means no. You know exactly what I'm talking about. People who need to check their calendar when you ask them to do something important. People who say they'll call and never do. People who commit to things with no intention of following through. Is that who you want to be? A man whose word means nothing? Take a hard look at your last month. How many times did you say you'd do something and didn't? How many "I'll get back to you" turned into ghosting? How many commitments did you break because something better came along? Marcus Aurelius said it straight. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. And you know what good men do? They keep their damn word. Here's your reality check. Your word is your bond. It's your reputation. It's your character. Every time you break it, you're telling the world, "I can't be trusted." Every time you make excuses, you're showing people you're weak. Stop saying yes when you mean no. Stop making promises you're not 100% sure you can keep. Stop committing to things just to avoid temporary discomfort. Your word isn't a band-aid for awkward situations. When you say you'll do something, write it down. Put it in your calendar. Set a reminder. Treat your commitments like they're million-dollar contracts. Because guess what? They're worth more than that. They're worth your honor. Here's a truth nobody tells you. It's better to say no and be respected than to say yes and be a liar. People might not like your no in the moment, but they'll respect you for being honest. And let me tell you something that'll hurt. If you're known as someone who doesn't keep their word, you're not just unreliable, you're dangerous. Because people can't build anything meaningful with someone they can't trust. Your word should be so strong that people can take it to the bank. When you say you'll be somewhere, you're there. When you say you'll do something, it gets done. No excuses, no explanations, no bull. Lesson 10. Practice gratitude daily. Let me tell you about the most miserable men I know. They've got the cars, they've got the money, they've got the success, but they're always bitching, always complaining, always wanting more, never satisfied, never content, never at peace. Ring any bells? Look around you. Men chasing happiness in designer labels. Men thinking the next purchase will fill their void. Men so focused on what they don't have that they're blind to what they do have. Walking through life with premium sunglasses but can't see their own blessings. When was the last time you actually felt grateful? Not just said thanks like some trained parrot, but really felt it in your gut. Can't remember. That's why you're always feeling empty inside. Marcus Aurelius dropped this wisdom bomb. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive. But you wake up checking your problems instead of counting your blessings. Here's your reality check. Gratitude isn't some soft, new age BS. It's a weapon against weakness. It's armor against anxiety. It's your shield against the constant bombardment of not enough that society throws at you. Start your day with gratitude. Before you touch that phone, before you check those messages, before you let the world's noise in, count 3 things you're grateful for and make them real. Not that fake, I'm grateful for everything garbage. Be specific. You woke up today. Some didn't. You can walk. Some can't. You got problems? Congratulations. It means you're alive. Start seeing your challenges as opportunities instead of burdens. That shift in perspective. That's power. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Gratitude is like a muscle. Either you use it daily or it gets weak. And a man who can't appreciate what he has will never have enough. Never. You could give him the world, and he'd complain about having to manage it. Stop comparing your life to social media highlights. Those people you're envying, they're probably in debt up to their eyeballs, miserable behind those filters. Your real life, with all its imperfections, is worth being grateful for. And here's something that'll hit hard. If you can't be grateful for what you have right now, you won't be grateful when you have more. You'll just find new things to complain about, new reasons to be miserable. Gratitude isn't just saying, thank you. It's feeling thankful even when life's kicking your ass. Because guess what? If you're still standing, you're still winning. Some people didn't make it this far. Hold on. Before you click away, I want you to look in the mirror. Really look. What do you see? A man who lets life happen to him, or a man who's ready to take control? These 10 Stoic principles aren't just nice ideas to think about. They're weapons, tools for building an unshakable life. But knowledge without action is useless. Philosophy without practice is just entertainment. So right now, in this moment, you have a choice to make. Are you going to keep being that guy who lets others drain his energy? That guy who compromises his principles? That guy who's afraid of his own silence? Or are you ready to become unbreakable? If you're serious, truly serious, about changing your life, I want you to make a pledge right now. Write this in the comments. I am the guardian of my own life. My energy, my principles, my peace of mind are mine to protect. No more compromises, No more excuses, no more weakness. From this day forward, I choose strength. I read every single comment. Each week, I'll feature one man's pledge as our warrior of the week. Show me you're serious about this transformation. And listen, if you want raw, unfiltered Stoic wisdom that most channels are too afraid to share, hit that subscribe button. Ring that bell. Because unlike others, we don't sugarcoat the truth here. We serve it straight, no chaser. Remember, a man who masters himself masters life. The choice is yours. Until next time, stay strong, stay stoic, and never apologize for protecting what's yours.